Alright, hello. This is going to be a reading for the upcoming full moon in Sagittarius. That full moon is going to fall on Friday for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, June 5th, and Saturday, June 6th, for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere. I wanted to apologize for my last video. I was off on the full moon by one day. I said it was a day later than it was, so my apologies for that. And as usual, I am speaking to one color of the collective rainbow, so if this reading resonates with you and feels true to you, then this reading is meant for you. As usual, I'm going to be doing 4-card spread, leader card up top here, general energies of what's going on, general umbrella of feeling and maybe situation that we might be coming up with for this full moon in Sagittarius. Shadow energies down below, so the energy that needs to be illuminated for us or that might be playing around in the shadows, an energy that we're not necessarily seeing. Can sometimes mean more of the negative aspect, but it generally just means stuff that we're not seeing right off the front there. And then our pathway read. So we've got our block up top here, which will be the energy that is preventing us from feeling free and feeling mobile and flowy as we come up to this quite strong full moon in Sagittarius. It's also a lunar eclipse, and we've got some retrograde action and other stuff going on with the planets, so it might feel particularly strong for this one. So we've just got our block up top, which will be the energy that's making us feel blocked, essentially. And then our pathway, which will be our way through or our plan of action that we can take, the type of energy that we can embody to help us move into this space with a little bit of clarity and a bit more freedom to help ourselves move into this full moon. I'm available for personal readings, and you can connect with me. I would love to hear from you either via Instagram at Indigo Instinct Healing, or just leave a comment down below on the video, what you like, what you don't like. If you have any questions, just send them my way and let me know you're out there. So leave our block and our path over here for now. Okay, so primary energy for the overall moon is the moon herself, which is always a bit of a jest coming from the cards here. But the energy is that things are changeable at this moment. Nothing is set in stone. If you've got something that's not working out for you right now, don't hit it with the same hammer and expect it to be, striking a different nail. This is about being a bit more flexible and a bit more open to other opportunities that might be coming up for you, as well as the moon and her phases being presented here. Not everything that you need to know is present at this time. So if you've been waiting for something to kind of fall into place before you make a move, you don't have all of the information right now. And that's going to take a bit of patience and a bit of self-care and self-tenderness, and allow things to go on their organic course and unfold as they're going to, because we have got the moon, which is, the sun shows up and is present and is strong, but the moon changes and the moon rotates and the moon shows her different sides of us. And when we get that as our umbrella energy for this full moon phase, we are in this period of great change, and I know that's totally reflective of what's going on in the world right now. We've got massive changes happening, all for the better. We will rise together and we will change globally. I really feel that this is going to happen, but if we're bringing it back down to our own personal bubbles, we don't have all of the information just yet. So just be aware that if you're trying to move into something, you may have 3/4 of what you need to know, and give yourself the slack that you need because of that fact. Okay, for the shadow energy here, we've got our eagle. So what we're not necessarily seeing is that we might not be seeing our bigger picture. We might be getting really caught up in the ebbs and flows and the small bumps that are going on with our own world. I know that during a full moon, everything can seem quite amplified and quite intense, especially as we come into one that's got an eclipse with it as well. So we really need to move with this kind of awareness that we're seeing things as a whole and not just seeing the intensity and the challenge of what's going on in our personal worlds. I know that can be really difficult to apply, especially when we're trying to work through our own stuff and there's so much going on outside in the world and in the bigger picture that it can feel really overwhelming. But this card is coming up more in the shadows to give you a sense of perspective and to just draw you back just a little bit so that you can remember that it's not all, the intensity that's going on right around you, that there are bigger things. And maybe that's because you've been dealing with something really challenging and you're being asked to pull back and look at some flowers that are blooming, or look at the ocean just existing and moving back and forth, and bring in some natural aspects that things are okay and things are going to be okay. Or it's the need to take a higher perspective and a kind of zoomed out view of things comes when we're really polarized and we're really focused. So this shadow card's asking us to just draw ourselves back to something that's a little bit closer to center and get a better 360 view of what's going on instead of trying to drive forwards with this singular approach. So for our block and our path here, our block that is coming up right now is our direction guardian. So this is going to resonate with a lot of you because the direction guardian needs you to know that you are supported in whatever decision you're going to make, but you've got to make one, and you've got to choose one, and you've got to choose a direction. And as soon as you take that first step, everything else will unfold. But right now, you're being caught in this kind of hold or this sort of standstill of, I have this option, I have this option, I have this option, and I don't feel confident in taking any of them. But when this direction guardian comes up with your block, it's kind of nudging you, and it's your angels nudging you that you've got this, you are okay, you've got support, but you've got to take a foot out the door. Otherwise, you're never going to know which option is going to work out for you or how they're going to work out for you, because generally when the guardian comes up like this, they're gently reminding you that you can't make a bad choice. It's not like if you make one choice and it doesn't work, you should have taken the other ones. You're always on your path as long as you're leading from your gut. But if you don't make any choice, it makes it really hard for you to be in the flow of life, because you get caught in this sort of like, you want to jump into the jump rope that's going, but you're just watching it go by over and over again. So there's a need to make a choice during this full moon, or at least bring choice and decision making into your awareness during this phase. And then our path, our way through, interesting, is our mirror guardian. So we've got double guardians for our pathway read right now, which is just doubly supportive and really reminds us that we are protected and that we've got this sort of cushion of angelic force behind us. But the mirror guardian asks us to, she's like the angel that guards the transition of seasons or the transition of change. So she asks us to take a little bit of time out from our action-based movement and what we're trying to accomplish, and go somewhere quiet with ourselves and reflect on where did we start from, and where have we come from, and how far have we come since we've started this journey. And that could just be reflecting on a certain chapter that you've just closed, or reflected on a certain aspect of your life that you're just about to wrap up. You know, maybe you're moving house, or you're going back to work after all the COVID stuff. Just take some time to really let your changes and your transitions marinate with you, so that you know what you've accomplished and what you've brought with you as you move forwards. And I feel like she's going to act as an anchor as we move forwards in our direction, and we choose our path, and we choose that decision that's going to help us move forwards. Our mirror guardian is going to help us keep the information that we've worked so hard to attain with us, so that we're not feeling like we're just spreading our wings and leaving everything behind. So that is all I have for you today, and I hope that that resonates with some of you. Please leave me a comment, or send me a message on Facebook at Indigo Instinct Healing if you feel like. I'd love to hear your feedback, and I hope everyone is keeping well and able to connect with the light of empowerment during this full moon, and remember that nobody is alone and that we are all stronger together. Until next time.